Hey everyone, today we just got the round one recap. So yeah, looking at the round overall, it was pretty solid. I scored 2,311, top 17,000 just inside of that. So top 11%. That's alright, everyone's just separated by a few points at the end of round one, so it is what it is. Going individually though, line by line. So Jack Crisps to start off with. So I know a lot of people have been saying that they're not really happy with his role and stuff. I mean, I watched the full game. He played basically the same role that he did in the Amy series, basically the same role that he did last year, which is pretty much all midfield. I saw him line up on the wing a couple times, played down back a little. That's pretty much all I saw, to be honest. And yeah, he put out 115 to score in the Amy series. I think he just had a bad game on the weekend, to be honest. So happens to the best of us. I'm not really worried about him. I'm not really thinking about trading him out at all. I think he's going to be a good selection, and I mean maybe if he scores badly again next week, maybe then I'll consider it. But I mean till then, really, I don't really see a need to move him out. And then Ridley, who also scored pretty poorly. I think with him, I kind of expected it, to be honest, going up against Geelong's forward line. They're just such a potent attack. He was going to have to play accountable against them, even though they got Jay Kelly in. I saw him a lot of times playing against like a Sava, Radigalia, and stuff. That was just a bad mismatch for him. And yeah, it didn't really allow him to intercept. Also, Essendon's kick-ins basically a merry-go-round. It's like kind of ridiculous, not gonna lie. So like Ridley take a kick in, then I saw like Mason Redmond, then Tom Cutler, then Andrew McGrath, then Zach Merritt. It's like I don't know why they're giving it to so many different people. Really, it should be just Ridley and Redmond that are taking all the kickouts. So yeah, that's a little strange, but hopefully he can get a bit more domain over those kickouts and get some more intercepting done in the next few weeks. Because if he does score badly again, he might be on the chopping block. Probably not though. To be honest, there's no one really around that price that's really taking my liking. Short, he played all right, I think. I mean, he didn't get too many touches outside of kickouts, but the touches that he did get were pretty efficient, long kicks. He's played a really efficient game, and I think that carried him to a pretty good score. I'm not really worried about him. Otherwise, besides that, I think Richmond 20-point loss. Didn't play too badly. They seem like they're not necessarily trying to go to him across that half back line. They're not Richmond aren't trying to target to get the ball to him. They're mainly trying to push it upfield a lot more. Um, but still, Short gets it when it is in a kick in, or sometimes if he's not taking the kick in, the guy's just going to chip it to him for 15 meters, and then he'll take it up the ground himself. And then George Hewitt, really good game from him, 131. Just superb in the inside role. Great tackler. Getting a lot of the ball. His kicking is actually pretty good as well, to be honest. I mean, he's not going to hit up a pinpoint target from 15, 20 meters, but I mean, his long 45-meter kicks and stuff, they always go to a pack. He never really turns it into a clanger. So that's pretty good from him. And definitely probably D5, D6 option for the rest of the year, to be honest, if he keeps churning out these massive scores. I mean, he's not going to go 130 for the year, but he can certainly go maybe like 100. So, we'll see what happens there. And then Mitch Hinge. Had a good first half. Then, just, yeah, with changing roles and stuff in the second half, dipped off a little bit. 50 score. This is all right. I guess you probably expect somewhere between 50 to 70 every week from him. So, that's in that range. So, not too worried there. And Paddy McCartan, he played a good game. A lot of intercept marks. Yeah, he's a really good mark. Obviously, he's been touted as that for a long time, so you already knew that was going to happen, basically. He's kicking. He doesn't bite off more than he can chew usually with his kicks. He's basically efficient all the time with what he does kick, when he does kick, to packs and stuff. And so that helps him really well with scoring and stuff. So 70 is a pretty good score for him. And then on the bench, I did have Jordan Boyd here last week, when Nathan O'Driscoll was now, but I just thought, if Jordan Boyd was going to be named, I would have started him, but he wasn't even named in the team or in the emergencies list, so I decided to take him out. Sam Doherty also coming back even lessens that job security, which he doesn't even really have, given he wasn't named. So yeah, I went with O'Driscoll. I just thought he's gonna be my one loophole basically in the team, but I hope he gets a game in the first 5 to 10 rounds. For him to do that, probably Fremantle's got to have a few backline injuries. I know they've already got like Nathan Wilson out. So maybe if someone like it's probably like Heath Chapman, Hayden Young, if they get injured or out of the team, Nathan O'Driscoll's probably going to fill that void. So yeah, those guys probably there. And then Sam DeConning, 38. Obviously, that's not too good a score. Got that concussion, so I don't think he's playing this week, but that's all right. Just come back the week after that, and yeah, make it cash slowly for us. And then in the midfield, so Jack McRae, obviously really good game from him, as per usual. Yeah, just looked like himself naturally out there, getting the ball, efficient kicks. So yeah, really good player. And then Tuke Miller, 137. Yeah, that was fantastic to watch, to be honest. Just his work rate, oh my gosh. It's like to die for, you know. But nah, yeah, just always, yeah, running up and down the ground. Just, yeah, getting the ball. Jared Wiss always tapping into him, it seems like, to be honest. He's always finding him. And yeah, if it wasn't for maybe a quieter second half of the third quarter and fourth quarter, this probably could have been a 160, 170 score. So pretty scary to think about, but that's all right. Yeah, come in the game when the game was kind of in the clutch, kind of in the fourth quarter. Tuke was a bit quiet, but that's all right. Yeah, still a great score. And Clayton Oliver gave away 7 free kicks. I did put the vice captaincy on him here, as you can see. And yeah, I was expecting him to go maybe 130, 140. I saw a stat last year that against the Dogs, he'd averaged 140 last year. So I thought, yeah, he could go big again. And he probably was going to if he didn't give away 7 free kicks. And he got 0 frees for. So that's usually not going to happen every week. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, if he maybe only got like 2 or 3 free kicks against, this probably would have been a 130 score. But that's all right. Yeah, I think, yeah, usually his free kick for to free kick against ratio is probably going to be about a 1-to-1. So yeah, I think really that 125, 130 game, yeah, is pretty going to be stock standard for him this year. And then yeah, Neil really well again, really good game from him. In the first half, didn't get too much of the ball, but just I think he was going about 100% efficiency by foot or something. It's pretty crazy. It's like yeah, just really efficient. And then the second half, when he did get a lot more of the ball, he kept up that efficiency just about. And yeah, that's just made for a massive score. So yeah, he seems like he's not necessarily back to that 2020 form because he's not hitting the scoreboard. It doesn't seem like as much. But probably close to that 2019 form where he did still win Brisbane's best and fairest. Also, he seems like he is probably going to be one that goes well, is hot at the start of the year. That seems like what he has been doing. Usually in like 2019, 2020, I remember that. He was hot for the first like 10 games, 12 games. Then after the bye, he dips off a little bit. So that might be the same this year. I guess you just got to see. So, yeah, I mean, if you don't have him, I think everyone, well, most people just about to, but if you don't, and you don't have him in by the bye, it's probably no point getting him in or even trading him out around the bye time. But we'll see what happens there and how he's going. And then Matt Rowell, 157, obviously extremely good. Yeah, it's heaps of contested ball, heaps of clearances. Just yeah, he's really that in and under midfielder that yeah is going to score exceptionally. Pretty much seems like this year. Yeah, he even had 2 or 3 shots on goal. I think he missed them both. He put one out on the full, and yeah, if he converted those, this could be 180 just about. So yeah, he played fantastic as well. Of course. So yeah, could be potential keeper M8. Maybe even if he's even going like 115, maybe M7. We'll see. And then yeah, rookies. Horn Francis played pretty well. Yeah, didn't get a ton of the ball, but when he does, he uses it pretty well. Yeah, a lot of impact on the game, score involvements and stuff, so that's good. Nick Dacos, to be honest, he didn't seem like he had a game worthy of 98. I know he had a lot of touches. He did get a few clangers though. I thought it's probably a game more around 75 to 80 mark, but it's alright. I mean, obviously he takes score. Everyone's got him though, so it doesn't really matter what he gets regardless, given that. But yeah, obviously still a really good player and stuff. And yeah, probably hold on to him probably till like round 10, round 12, I would imagine. Probably keep him until you upgrade your last guy, I would imagine. If not, maybe when he should get defender status, maybe he can be a keeper back there. And then yeah, Josh Ward didn't play too well, 36. I didn't really see him that much. Well, didn't see him get the ball that much, of course, during the game. and yeah, as can be shown, given he got the score. But I mean, I saw him run up and down the wings a bit. He got a bit of inside midfield time. Yeah, he just didn't play that well. But I mean, I don't think that's that big a deal. I think he'll come good. Probably, yeah, end up averaging 70, 75 by about round 10. So I think it's fine. No point trading him out or anything. He's, yeah, a pretty fine player. So yeah, I think just keep him there. If you want, maybe you can put him on your bench depending who you've got there. But I mean, I think on field is definitely fine still. And then yeah, Dylan Stevens, yeah, played yeah pretty solidly for 59. Yeah, just getting a ball up and down the wing, pretty good. Yeah, should be basically solidified in Sydney's best 22 at this point. So no real qualms over his job security. So that's pretty good. Probably saying can't be said about Jake Saliga though. Didn't really impact the game that much. He's probably on the verge of getting dropped. There's probably a couple others with him that are probably teetering on that edge. But we'll see what happens there. I mean, he doesn't play a game that's really great for SuperCoach. Like, he doesn't get the ball that much, and that's his role, not really to get the ball. Really just to, play a more defensive role. So, I mean, you don't expect him to get terrific scores. I guess you just got him because he was playing. Yeah, probably better than like a Mitch Owens, who's probably going to get dropped as well. I mean, Saliga might definitely play this week, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did get dropped now or within the next 3-4 rounds. Connor McDonald, 48. He did score better than Ward, but to be honest, he didn't really play that well either. Yeah, didn't really impact the game that much. He's probably close to getting dropped as well. Hawthorn do have probably 4 or 5 players that are going to come back within the next few weeks. You think of Jarman Impey, Will Day, Ben McAvoy, Luke Bruce were out with COVID protocols, so they're basically definitely going to come back this week. And yeah, some other guys, Lockie Bramble and stuff. So yeah, that Hawthorn definitely have a few guys that are going to come back, and yeah, probably Connor McDonald might get squeezed out of that. And going into the rucks, Max Gawn, he also gave away a ton of free kicks to Tim English. I guess you see that's why you see Max Gawn get just a 92 and Tim English get like a 120. Those difference in free kicks, if maybe there was 0 in total free kicks against for Gawn and 0 free kicks for English, Gawn probably gets like a 115 and English gets like a 95. So, I mean, free kicks are part of the game, obviously, so you can't just fully discount them. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Gawn. I think he should, definitely go about 115, 120, maybe even 125. I don't think he played his best game either. I think he can definitely do more intercepting than we saw. And yeah, hit the scoreboard more than we saw on Wednesday. So yeah. And then Grundy, 124. Didn't look like he did that well, but yeah. Going up against Rowan Marshall, they both scored pretty well. So I'm surprised that Grundy ended up getting 124. Seemed like a game more worthy of about a 95 or 100. But yeah, I guess that's good, showing that he can score even when he's not playing that well, So that's pretty good there. And just keep him in your team, obviously. Yeah. And then Dixon, 42. Got on the end of a pretty cheap goal, but nah, that's fine. You obviously take that. And he didn't do too much, but that's all right. Playing on his second game, so he should stay in West Coast team. Until at least Oscar Allen comes back, which is still probably 6 to 10 weeks away. So he's got a decent block there, I would imagine, of games. And he should still definitely play. And hopefully he can kick maybe 3-4 goals in one game and definitely go up in price a bunch. And then going into the forward line, Dunkley, pretty soft standard from him, 117. Got better, seemed like as the game wore on. Heaps of contested possessions and accumulating and stuff. So that's pretty good from him. Dusty, 108. He played a little bit more forward than I liked. But 108 is a fine score. I mean, if he averages that, obviously you'd be fine. That's a great result for getting him at 500k. I think in a 20-point loss, playing a lot of forward, I'm not really sure. I thought he would play a bit more midfield than he did, and usually he does score well against Carlton, so I thought he would do all right. I think I'm a little worried, a little tentative on this pick. I'm not planning on trading him out though, really. I mean, if he scores bad next week, maybe. And probably the guy that I would trade him to is Zach Butters, who played pretty well. I'm a little worried over his durability concerns though. Same as even an Isaac Heaney, that's why I probably wouldn't go to him either. But Dusty, I think I'll probably just keep him here. Should be a keeper for the year, definitely. So that's pretty good. Canelio, did alright. Kicked that really great goal on the run. Besides that, got a few touches, a few clangers. He usually does that though. Seen throughout his career, not necessarily the great. Well, I mean, he can do some good kicks and stuff, but yeah, I mean, you can see him make a few clangers definitely. That probably a bit more avoidable. And yeah, Tristan Cherry, 79. I'd probably expect from him this year to go about the 80 to 85 range. So 79 is about that mark. So that's fine. I think with that ruck setup, Cherry, Goldstein, Coleman, Jones, I don't think they're going to be able to play all of them throughout the year at the same time. I think they probably will persist with it though this week and maybe the next week after. After that though, it's probably Goldstein or Coleman Jones that will come out. Cherry is the number one ruck, and Cherry he didn't even do that much contested marking, which, to be honest, is their club's best mark. Yeah, he's a fantastic mark. So if he does that, he definitely can score 100, 105 in a given week. But yeah, if they were to drop any of those three, it'd probably be Coleman Jones. Goldstein can play forward. Cherry, given he's such a great mark, can play forward as well. And Goldstein can even go back, to be honest. Key defense, not for a full game, maybe for like half a quarter if they need that, given that Ben McKay got injured on the weekend as well, but they'll probably bring in another key defender for him anyway. So yeah, Cherry's pretty job security, I would say, is pretty safe. And then Rochelle, yeah, obviously great game from him, 118, 5 goals. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's ecstatic, that he can score that much, and yeah, played that well. So yeah, really good from him. Corey Dearden, 71. He also played pretty well. Yeah, kicked 2-3 goals. So, I mean, he's not going to do that every week. He'll fluctuate in scoring, I would imagine, quite a bit. Probably, yeah, anywhere from probably 30 to 80. So, I mean, next week I probably won't play him on field, especially given that you got these two guys on the bench who I'll get to. But yeah, 71 is, yeah, pretty solid score. And yeah, I was actually pretty happy when he got that. Not knowing that Nick Martin and Jack Hayes would go off. But yeah, it is what it is, And then yeah, so Nick Martin, obviously, yeah, he played great as well. Like Shelley, 5 goals on debut. Yeah, he'll probably go on the field for me this week, I would imagine, for Dearden. Yeah, 1 or 2K. Yeah, great. Same as Hayes, 1 or 2K. Probably keep him as long as I can, I would imagine. Especially if Gorn and Grundy get injured. Probably just sub him on for the field. That's a pretty easy swap in my opinion. So yeah, and yeah, he obviously played extremely well. I mean, if I knew these two guys were going to score that well, of course I would have put them on the field. But yeah, I mean, it's good that I've at least got them and don't have to waste a trade to get them in. Yeah, and seems like that's a strategy to really go those lowest guys over like a Kane Baldwin, who, I mean, I wasn't really ever sold on Kane Baldwin. I think his job security is probably going to be pretty good, but his scoring wise probably not going to be that good. So, I mean, I didn't have the cash to go up to him, and even if I did, I probably would have rather gone a Hayes. Even though I wasn't that sold on Hayes in the preseason, I think just the fact that they don't have Ryder, and Hayes can play both. He's actually a pretty good key forward, as can be seen. But yeah, you saw that from the Amy series as well. His ruck work probably isn't that good at AFL level. But yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's the team this week. On the perspective of trades, I don't think I'm going to make any. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make any. After next week, I'll give myself probably one correction trade. I'll give myself that limit. Because really, I mean, even though we got 35 trades for the year, I really want to conserve them. I really don't want to just waste maybe 2, 3, 4 now. I think if you do, you're going to struggle at the back end of the year when you realize you're out of trades. And given that we got these boosts, you can just really set yourself around that round 7, round 8 time when we start upgrading. And yeah, really launch into going really quickly in that pace of upgrading. So I don't really want to waste that many trades now. I want to conserve them. I think that's definitely going to be the winning strategy if you conserve them and not use them now. Because, I mean, we don't even really have enough data to say, is this guy going to be good now for this year? Is he not? I mean, we've seen one game, and even after next week, we've seen 2 games. Really got to probably watch the first 10 to 15 weeks, and then we're going to know who's going to be the top line guy in each, or who's going to be the top guy in each line. So yeah, you really got to give it a bit of time. I mean, after like round 2 last year, did you know Sean Darcy was going to be the number 2 ruck for the year? No, he didn't. So obviously, yeah, you got to give it time. Yeah, that's probably what I got to say there. I'm not going to try to waste trades. I mean, Chris Ridley, if they do play bad again, maybe. I mean, Tom Stewart looked pretty good playing. He's got durability concerns, not just the injury he sustained last season, but before that as well. He's got prior injury concerns. Aaron Hall, he played really well. I mean, if I saw him in an Amy series game, I probably would have picked Aaron Hall over Jack Crisp, but that's all right. Yeah, and that's probably the only defenders I'm looking at really to potentially bring in. Lockie Whitfield as well. I'm not really looking to bring him in at all. But also, he was limping a lot in the fourth quarter. I don't know why. Haven't seen anyone mention this at all. But I saw him limping a lot in the fourth quarter. I would not be surprised if he didn't play this week. Yeah, he just seemed like he spent a lot of time on the bench in the fourth quarter. He only got like 1 or 2 handballs I saw, and yeah, he was limping a lot. So yeah, it seems like he got a bit injured to me at some point in the third or early in the fourth quarter. And yeah, Isaac Heaney might be one that we got to bring in. 3 goals, played really well. He's not going to kick 3 every week, but he might kick 1 or 2 every week, to be honest. So he might be one we need to bring in at some point. I mean, I'm not too scared though, going without him. Probably, yeah, Zach Butters is the one I'm scared of right now. He's not one I'm going to risk a corrective trade on though. I think, yeah, with him and Heaney, the durability issues, as I mentioned before, yeah, those do irk me a little bit. But still, yeah, their scoring power is unrivaled, kind of, in the forward line. So, yeah, that might be one thing we've got to watch out for. But besides that, I think, yeah, that's about all. So, yeah, we'll probably go for this week. Nick Martin on the field. Captaincy-wise, I mean, I don't really want to go because Carlson have a strong midfield, so do Western Bulldogs, so I don't really want to risk a VC in that game for anyone. I'd probably look a lot at Lockie Neal VC against Essendon. Just seeing the way Essendon's midfield coughed up so many points to like Patrick Dangerfield last week, they just let him walk out of the centre bounce basically. So I mean, they're probably going to fix that up, I'm sure, this week. But Lockie Neal seems like he could go big. He went 140 against Port last week, and yeah, Port's midfield is pretty good. Yeah, at least they're top guys with like Wines, Boak, and Butters. So I'll probably go Wines vice captain, probably into this Gold Coast v Melbourne game. I don't know if I'd necessarily go Miller there, given that Max Gawn is probably going to have the dominance over the hitouts. So, or Clay Nolva in that game. It's probably Clary or Toke, to be honest. Probably Clary. We'll see. I'll bet on him going a comeback game. Melbourne did beat Gold Coast last year by, 97 points? So maybe they'll do that again. If they do, Took is not going to score that well, you would imagine. And Clary probably will. But yeah, that's the video. Yeah, thanks for watching.